Right.
Another fire we talked about in the beginning over in the NBA. Nico Harrison. Now, this is an interesting situation because last year when Nico Harrison traded away Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, hey, we're trying to make moves at making a playoff, at making a run at a championship, and so on and so forth. All of the talk was, hey, Nico Harrison is the puppet. He's the fall guy. He's only doing what he's being told to do as it relates to trading away Luka Doncic. New owners are now in. Mark Jackson, I said Mark Jackson. Mark Cuban is no longer has overall ownership or you're like dealing with the day-to-day operations of the team. New management is now in, and Nico Harrison has to adhere to them. They want their own players in, not some players from like another regime. Trade away Luca. That's all I kept hearing was like, "Hey, Nico's just a fall guy. Don't blame him. Don't blame him." Now that the news is out that he's fired,
Right.
the story has turned into getting rid of Luca was all Nico Harrison fault. All of his idea. He made a whole pitch deck and presentation to the managers and the GMs. Excuse me, to the ownership as to why getting rid of Luca is a great idea. These being just owners, maybe guys not well invested into like basketball and like the players, and they only signed off on getting rid of Luca because Nico Harrison made it seem like it was a golden opportunity or like a right thing to do. And so it's just like, which side do you believe? I don't know because it's like last year it's just like, okay, well, essentially, if it's not Nico Harrison's fault, he just had to do his job. And if he didn't trade away Luca, eventually they was gonna bring somebody else in to eventually trade Luca. But now to hear whether it's true or not, now to hear it was all Nico Harrison's fault to begin with, and even the new owner DuPont or DuPont, excuse me if I'm butchering your name, he like came out and said like, hey, like we have to accept accountability for this. Like we were kind of just like trusting our guy and Nico Harrison, woo woo woo. And to make matters even worse, obviously they are bottom of the league right now. You know, in that Western Conference, you gotta have a strong start if you're really trying to compete for a championship and compete for a playoff spot. Considering how difficult it is to win in the West. Out of 44 games, Anthony Davis has only played in 14 since being traded from LA to the Dallas Mavericks. And thus far, he's averaging 20 and 10 on this season, but we know he's already missed a handful of games this season compared to Luca, who's played 35 games since the trade, being traded to the Lakers, and he's averaging 38 and 8 this season. And you compile that with Kyrie Irving being out, you compile that with you trying to really like develop a rookie and like Cooper Flag. Any team trying to develop a rookie, that's not like grounds the recipe for like truly trying to compete for like a championship title, in my opinion. And Nico Harrison, if it is true, because I want to shoot him bail and give him grace and be like, all right, you got to keep your job and do what you got to do. But if this is all your fault, if Luca being traded was all because of you and you thought you were like trying to be smart or be like Ujiri, the GM for Toronto, when it's like, oh my God, how can you trade DeMar DeRozan and you get a championship in return because you got Kawhi Leonard? If you're just trying to be smarter than what you think you are, I don't think you deserve a GM job ever again in the league for trading away Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Straight up and down.
Yeah, like
Straight up and down. And I hope it really ain't your fault. And I hope you really the fall guy. But if not, then yeah, I won't say
It
you deserved it.
it don't matter, man. They done ruined his name so much. He'll never get a GM and job
Yeah, that's
again in
yeah,
the league. And then,
yeah.
I hate to be that guy to bring up. race, but it's already tough. You got to be
No,
twice as
man,
you got to
I
be
was
twice as good already in
yeah,
order to get that job. So it's like now
yeah.
you got an
That's
actual definitive real reason not to be
come on,
brought
brother.
back.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
What's
I'm
that
with.
GM name? You made me think about it. What was our GM name for the Rockets when Harlan was here? Dal Morey. Dal Morey.
He talking about some Daryl Morey like he ain't the current GM for the.
I feel like there's a lot of dirt on his name as a GM. So it's just like when you think about the parade and the club and all of that, and Harden being like, yo, Daryl Morey's a liar, like publicly and stuff like that there. He still has a job, I believe. But I'm looking at Google right now. Google is telling me Elton Brand is the general manager. Uh no, that's what Daryl Morey is. He is the president of basketball operations. So he's not technically the GM, but he has this role. He still has a role and a job uh in the league. Is it far-fetched to believe Nico Harrison can find a job somewhere else? I ain't gonna lie, you're not supposed to walk into my office like interviewing for GM because my first answer in the interview is like an owner is like, so what's up with that Luka trade? That's the first thing I want to know, and I don't think there's
Right.
really
On
a
everything I
good.
love, yeah, you gonna
Hey,
have to
I
answer.
hope he still get the interview though. But yeah, that's exactly
I
how
mean,
it's
but
gonna go.
like, that's what I'm asking you first. Like, what's up with that Luka trade? And I still don't think there's an adequate answer you can give me to make me feel like, oh, okay, I see where you were going. Like, no.
But whoever's asking him this question got to be like, I'm sorry, I have to go here. They got to be like a real nigga, like, cause only a real nigga gonna be like, yo, what's up with the Luka trade, and expect like either a nigga to be like, hey, yo, I fucked that shit off. Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm f bombing. I do apologize. I'm talking like we talking off the podcast. Either you're gonna say, hey, that was a fumble, or you're gonna say, hey, they lying on me, they're trying to soil my name. I'm really hard at this. And that's that. That's it. And then you just gotta be like, all right,
Yeah, if
that's crazy.
if I'm a fan base,
That's damn near blackball right there.
if I'm a fan base and you tell me Nico Harrison is our
Yeah,
new GM, I'm
yeah.
terrified.
The guy who traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, brother. You traded him to the Lakers. They already had LeBron James.
The doors of the pod are open.